to happen, we must allow each other the space to speak and be heard. Respectful dialogue is essential, even when we disagree. Last week's city council meeting experienced a disruption related to this incident and had to be paused. If that occurs again here tonight, we'll be forced to end the meeting early. We value every voice in this room, but when conversations are interrupted, those voices, including concerned community members, lose their opportunity to participate. I am asking everyone to please remain respectful and allow all who wish to speak a reasonable amount of time. We'll remind you this is still an ongoing investigation and not all details are known at this time. There are also limits to what I can share tonight to protect the integrity of the investigation. This remains an active case with much work to be done, including witness interviews. If I share information publicly and it reaches witnesses who have not yet been interviewed, their recollection could be influenced, which jeopardizes the fairness of the process. Here's what I can tell you. On Saturday, December 6, 2025, at 9:32 p.m., 2 officers were patrolling the 800 block of South Philadelphia Street. This was not a targeted operation. They were conducting routine patrol as part of the gang intelligence team, focusing on suppression efforts. As they drove south on Philadelphia Street, the officers attempted to contact several individuals who were suspected of doing graffiti. When the officers approached, those individuals ran toward a nearby house and the officers pursued them on foot. The officers exited their vehicle and chased the subjects on foot. Several of them made it into the house before officers could stop them. Officers attempted to detain the subject, now identified as 19-year-old Albert Arzola Jr., and a struggle occurred between Mr. Arzola and the 2 officers. During that encounter, Mr. Arzola produced a firearm. One officer discharged his firearm, striking Mr. Arzola.
Wait, could you say that again, please?
I'll repeat it.
How many times and where?
We don't have a question and answer session, just so we get through this. This is one more case, okay? During the encounter, Mr. Arzola produced a firearm. One officer discharged his firearm and struck Mr. Arzola. The officers took cover, called for additional resources, including paramedics. And when it was safe to do so, they moved Mr. Arzola to a safer area and attempted to provide first aid. Thank you. A loaded assault weapon was recovered in the grass next to Mr. Arzola's body. Unfortunately, Mr. Arzola was pronounced deceased at the scene. I'll now show you a picture of the gun that was recovered and booked as evidence.
That's not an assault weapon.
Who cares?
For those who may not be familiar, this type of firearm that was recovered, which has been posted on our social media account, has been banned in California since the late 80s.
Does that require
It cannot be legally possessed for any reason at all.
Is that the same
In
thing
the
you
aftermath of the
produced?
shooting, a large crowd gathered in front of the residence. It is important to remember that several of the individuals ran into that same house. They were potentially witnesses and possibly suspects who needed to be identified and interviewed. Officers also needed to search the home as quickly as possible to ensure no one else inside had been injured by gunfire. This became difficult because the occupants of the residence were not immediately responding to commands. Approximately 15 minutes after the initial shooting, one individual, later identified as Emmanuel Cordova, 18 years old, jumped from the backyard into the front yard and walked up onto the porch. Mr. Cordova ignored repeated commands to stop or get on the ground. That area was unsecured and he was possibly tampering with evidence by picking up something off of the ground. A single less lethal beanbag round was deployed, striking him, causing him to fall to the ground. He was taken to the hospital, treated for a minor injury, and medically cleared that night. A video circulating online showed Mr. Cordova being struck by a less lethal round. I want to clarify that this video is not the shooting with Mr. Arzola. It is a less lethal deployment that occurred about 15 minutes after Mr. Cordova. Eventually, the occupants of the residence complied with officers' commands and they exited, allowing the officers to safely clear the residence. 16 individuals were detained in total as part of the overall investigation, either as witnesses or potential suspects. Whenever an officer discharges his or her firearm, several layers of oversight automatically begin. The district attorney's office responds to determine whether the officer's actions were lawful. That process can take months, sometimes up to a year, and their findings are published on our website. At the same time, Anaheim Police Department detectives investigate the actions of the suspect, and our internal affairs team evaluates whether any department policies were violated. Because these investigations take time, our major incident review team also examines training, tactics, and equipment to ensure that if a similar situation were occurred tonight, that we are providing the best possible service to our community. These oversight steps are already in progress. All right, I'm going to conclude. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for contributing to this conversation. We recognize the emotions surrounding this incident. We are committed to answering questions that we can while ensuring that the integrity of the investigation remains intact.
How many people you arrested?
This is,
One of the Maoists.
we will now open it up for questions. I will do my best to answer. I have my partners here. You can all answer questions for you. This is not a city council meeting, so you do not need to come to the podium. Just raise your hand like this gentleman over here, and we'll call you one by one, okay? So please be patient, and thank you for listening. Thank you. Yes, sir.
How many times and where was Alberto shot?
That's a very important question. I'm sure that's on everybody's mind. Again, that is part of the investigation that the district attorney's office is doing, and that answer will be in that report.
How do you not know?
Let me finish up. That's one of those questions we might need to ask witnesses, like how many shots did you hear? How many times did you see the officer pull the trigger? So if there are witnesses out there, I don't want this information. If I told you that number, it might get back to them and they would say, did I remember this number? Or did the officer at the city council chambers say a different number? So we want to keep it clean. We want the honest answer from any potential witnesses. Does that make sense, sir? Okay.
How many people did you arrest that night?
Excuse me?
How many people did you arrest that night?
In regards to what, sir?
To the incident?
That's 16 were
Detained.
Are you talking about the people we detained?
Yeah, it was the mother, grandfather, and daughter.
No, but on the article you guys said 12, and now it's 16. So, what are the ages?
I'm the one who gave the press release, and I said at least 12 people were detained.
No,
And I
it's
said,
16.
all right, I'm sorry, I got. If you reply and raise your hand, thank you, I will call you, yes, sir.
They first said it
How
was, and
old
it said
were
16.
individuals that
Not a
you
big deal.
claimed were detained to the public, and you said you're the one that put the press release out?
That's correct.
So the press release identified 12 gang members got
That's incorrect.
detained. How old were those individuals? What were the gang backgrounds on each individual?
I didn't, nowhere in the press release does it say gang members were arrested.
Well,
Say that on the press
it could
release.
be interpreted that way. What were the ages? What gang background were each individual detained?
I don't have that information, I'm sorry, I don't have
You
it.
should tell the public the ages of each individual, because as you know, as we know, you're talking about children who were in the house that are counted for those who were detained. Okay? You gave the press release, you gave the impression to the public, 12 gang members were detained. You know that they were children that were amongst the 12 and family amongst the 12. How many of those individuals were gang members that you gave the impression to your public? You gave that press release, right?
None.
Thank you, the only thing I said was they were doing gang suppression operations.
No.
Yeah.
You have a responsibility to tell the public the truth. And you tell the public in the next press release the ages and who they were.
That will
The
absolutely.
majority were children,
Correct.
were they not?
Now, everybody who's detained will be in the district attorney's report.
Were the majority of people detained children?
I can't answer that question. I don't know.
Two 3-year-olds.
I'm not doubting you, I'm just saying I don't know.
Then don't say something.
Then why would you
you
give a
know.
press release to the public about this number?
He didn't.
The impression that 12 gang members were
I
detained
said
when one
more than-
individual was
thank
killed
you.
by
I said
police.
more than 12 people were detained from the house. If you don't mind, I'm gonna move on to the next
Go ahead.
question. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Why did you have those kids sitting outside for so long? Because the minute I got there, I asked for them to be released to me, and let me tell you, there were 6 kids.
Did we talk that night when I got there?
I asked for them to be released, and I want you guys to check everyone's body camera, because when we got there, your officer told me, you move or I'll use force.
Excessive force.
Because all I would wanted to do, and I told them, these kids have been already through a lot of traumatic stuff, I believe I told you, release the kids. Until you got there, they released them to me. They told one of the kids to pee on the sidewalk.
And
This
he
kid's
did.
5.
You guys made him piss on
I'm
the
sorry to hear
sidewalk.
about that, if that happened.
You need to
I was not there for any of the tactical decisions. That's sad to hear, and we'll look into that.
You need to check the cameras of all the officers you guys put to canvass and to control the area.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll look into that. That's the first time I heard that. Thank you.
Extremely rude. And all I wanted was the kids in a safe environment, and she refused. And let me tell you, I was driving them home like 2 nights ago, and Janetti, which is one of the suspects you guys detained, is 7 years old. The 91 freeway was closed, and the police car was doing like this, and she told me, I don't like to see those lights. It reminds me when the police killed Albert. This is what they had playing in their mind for hours until you got there. They need to follow their chain of command and call someone, because there was family that could have left immediately with those kids, and your police officers refused to do that.
Okay, thank you for your concern. I appreciate you telling us, and it's something we'll look into and be part of the investigation. Thank you. I'm ready to go this way, I'll come back. Yes, sir. White shirt.
When you say, this gun was produced by Albert, what do you mean by produced? And is that the same gun they found later that you have a picture of? And how did it just appear on the grass? You know,
It's an antique, by the way.
And there's no grass.
40 feet away.
There's no grass on that lawn.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, well, what did
What was
he,
the first one?
was that the same gun that you say he produced? And what does it mean to produce a gun?
It's a very good question. What exactly he did with the gun, the only person who knows that are the 2 officers who were at the scene. They had just given their interview with the district attorney's office, and that'll be part of their complete report at the end.
What are their names?
We're not releasing their names at this time.
Give us the name.
How long is it gonna take?
Yes, ma'am.
You know where Albert, what part of his body Albert was shot. You have to know. Or you just don't failing to disclose it. That's number one. You know, and you're just failing to disclose.
Are you asking me a question?
No, I just know. I'm just saying what I know. You're failing to disclose. How do you not know where the young boy's bullets went to?
Okay. I
Okay,
didn't
number
say I
two.
didn't know.
Then tell
Yeah,
us.
no, then tell us then.
Again, that's one of those things, part of the investigation. If there are people that we still need to interview, we want to hear
No,
their honest opinion.
the
And
first-
instead of hearing a
change.
The
key-
first question was asked you where in his body was shot. It was, a question came from over there. And you just went around and around about it. You did not discuss.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that question, but I'll tell you
So, all
now.
right.
Thank you.
Where part of his body was young Albert shot at?
Unfortunately, I can't reveal
All
it
right,
at this time.
you
I'm
know
sorry.
it, so you know it though. Number two, do you see that there's an entire community who disagree with your police tactics under you? Do you see that?
I see there's a large number here, yes, ma'am.
There is a majority that disagree with your police tactics under you. And I want the city council also to know that there is a community here that is uprising to say we as a community disagree with the Anaheim PD's tactics. Do you, members of city council and staff, do you hear us?
I'll take the
I
question.
want to see, do you hear us? No, I'm not done yet. Do you hear
My
us?
apologies.
Thank you. The next one is that how dare you say conflicting stories of like he produced a gun, there was a gun found, there's this and that. So it's conflicting stories, and we all know it. We can read between the lines. And you're looking for somebody with graffiti, suspects for graffiti. I have a question to ask. That vehicle that they were doing a routine check, was it a marked vehicle or unmarked vehicle? Can you answer that?
Yes, ma'am, unmarked.
Unmarked. Now, those that came out of that vehicle, were they uniform or regular plain clothes, officer?
Uniform, ma'am.
They had a uniform. Was a uniform like what you got on?
Yes, ma'am.
A full uniform.
Yes, ma'am.
And were those windows tinted dark?
That particular vehicle, I am not sure, I'm sorry.
Okay. So you have a vehicle that stops, they come out, rushed, okay? And I would like to question and make sure if those individuals that came rushed were uniformed or not. They're coming, targeting, rushing into you. Don't you think humanly they would run? Don't you think they would run, especially with all these ICE raids going on, especially when everybody's rushing everybody? Don't you think? I'm in the property lines of my front yard as a young person, and somebody gets tinted dark windows, and they're rushing me in my own property. I'm going to run. Where? Not to the liquor store, not to the alley, to my own home. I'm already in my home lines of my property. I'm gonna run to my home, where my mother is, where my father is, where my nieces, my nephews, my sisters are at. I'm gonna run there. But no, you couldn't just knock on the door and say, hey, I gotta just talk to somebody. No, you had to grab them by the hood, face them down.
I hear your concern. I hear your
No, it's not a concern. It's more
I hear,
than that.
believe me, I understand what you're saying. Yes, sir.
Since you had mentioned that life-saving measures were taken for Albert, we've seen some videos circulating where you guys just grab him by his arms and legs and take him onto the street. Can you tell us what life-saving measures were taken? Because it feels pronounced dead at the scene. Did you guys provide CPR? Did you guys do anything to possibly save his life of the 19-year-old?
The answer is yes. To all. I'd like to hear what she has.
Well, what life-saving measures were taken to help him?
How many rounds?
I've seen some of the body camera myself. I saw CPR. I saw.
Was it CPR done while he was in his own yard, or when you guys pulled him onto the public street? Okay, so minutes after you guys pulled it, right?
So you guys let him die.
And then what is the typical policy if you guys open fire on an individual? Do you guys provide life-saving measure immediately, or do you guys wait to pull him onto a public street to begin that process?
As soon as safe and
They wait till
practical.
they're dead.
Our entire use of force policy is online on our website. You can read our lethal force policy there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I just want to reflect on one item and address myself to the city council members that are here. I find it really troubling that a graffiti episode ends up with a dead man.
Right.
And I know this escalation kind of thing happens all the time. And now I'm going to address myself to the 3 city council members who are sitting over there, you know, like silent as sphinxes, except for Norma, who read a statement that was probably written by you. And is this what you want to have happen in your city?
If I may, they're here to support the
No, they're here to support, you're here to support you.
This is communication between the police department and our community. So
This is what you want to have.
We're gonna support.
Okay, I disagree completely. I'm sick and tired of reading exculpatory press releases that have little hints about this and that to make it look like somebody was a this or a that. He was dangerous. He had an assault weapon. That thing hasn't been made in 40 years. I mean, and why would the kid produce it? What for? For a graffiti rap? I mean, this is nonsense.
I hear you, sir. That will all be part of the district.
Yeah, Well, I'll go talk.
And what threat was he giving you guys when he was running to his house?
Excuse me?
What threat was he giving you guys when he was running to his house? Albert.
That's right.
Again. So the officers involved in this incident provided a statement to the district attorney investigators. I don't have a copy of that. I haven't read it.
When somebody's running for you, how is it threatening your life?
Alright?
Again, that's for the officers to
If it
answer.
was your
this
guys'
specific-
family, you guys would be on it.
You know what? I hope you're gonna be just nice with, I'm on trial for some bullshit.
That's right. Oh, yeah. I killed somebody today.
Gentlemen, how you been around for a while?
Yeah, what's happening here is that, for me, being here was involved in all these killings of young men. They were known by the officers, and if you didn't know that, they were threatened by the officers. That some of them said they were gonna kill them, they did. I have 2 cases on that. Plus, the thing which got to me, to know that the officer knows this young man from school and the neighborhood, and I'm pretty sure it's usually a family member, the father, the mother, a brother, an uncle, somebody, and because we see this all the time, they target our families. So we have been all victimized in these neighborhoods, and then they go after and target and bully them on the way home from school, and there's a lot of pressure. So my thing is, I've been in a lot of cases here, and then police tampered with evidence. I can prove all these things. Tamper with the evidence. The officers that that killed these young men are patrolling those streets still, or they got promoted. So we kind of get upset with that this continues, that they don't. I go to the police review board. I actually had some people put it together here, and it was like 40, 30, and all of a sudden 10. I'm by myself sometimes. We're not getting the narrative of that review board to work on these kind of subjects. We're talking of police doing things or walking on the streets, not what it was meant for.
Yeah.
I told 2 city council members of the past last month, when I told them, they got frightened. Oh, we don't want to go to that thing. That's where they kill kids and that's where they beat them up. I said, so we don't have transparency. So we want to know this, is that, can we find out if that officer had any, some of the kids will probably say, I know that officer, I've seen him, he's in our community, and we already seen where they're holding down little kids. So this is the thing that you have to look into this officer's behavior when he's done, because we have videos where somebody gets beaten and then somebody comes out and videotapes and they attack them. Recently took the video, took the camera and erased it. And you know, these are the things that we deal with. And I don't know if these city council members don't walk our streets and see what we're going through.
Sir, thank you. You guys are all asking excellent questions. It's questions that I have as well. Unfortunately, I know you are probably tired of hearing me say this. I don't know what the officers knew or saw or felt or experienced at the time. I don't.
Who
But
cares?
they
What
did
about
tell
what
me.
cares?
Why is there no answer?
Those exact questions, all of your questions that I've heard so far will be answered in the final complete report. I'm sorry, it'll just take a look.
Will you do that? Because all the other ones we never got, and these mothers never got any closure with their kids.
They never got their answer.
To come to the public and say to us, open-minded. Mike Lester made us think about the chokeholds, and 2 young boys were chokeholded, and he said it was the drugs. And I talked to the chief that's leaving, and I said, we gotta have transparency, you gotta be honest. He did make a retraction to the public when it was caused by the chokehold, not the drugs. So we didn't get any transparency. A lot of the families said, wait a minute, is he gonna do a retraction and tell the truth? So we don't have that trust. This is what's going on. We don't see these things. Being that you're honest to have an officer that did this, to be honest to say, yeah, well, he did it and he's gonna be reprimanded.
This meeting is just one component where we try to establish that trust and transparency. We can have a dialogue, and I appreciate your comments.
We need action.
Yes, sir.
I have a serious question. Did the officers have body cams?
Yes.
Were the body cams activated?
Yes.
Have the body cams, when police officers have critical events, they release the body cams to the public. Why haven't the body cams been released?
So the video, we did a critical incident community briefing video. It is complete. It's just in the approval process. You can expect it the next day or 2.
Do you acknowledge that Emmanuel had his hands up and was shot in the back of his head?
I don't know where exactly Mr. Cordova was shot.
Watch the
Come
video.
on,
I
you're
don't know.
lying to your own self.
He was
You're
hit
lying.
with a less lethal beanbag. I think we
Yes.
know that.
Do you, I
Wow.
acknowledge and under your own policy, that you cannot shoot a less lethal projectile at someone's head unless they are posing an imminent threat?
I am aware of that.
Do you admit that Mr. Cordova posed no imminent threat at the time that the less lethal was shot in his head?
You're asking, say that again?
Do you admit that Emmanuel Cordova posed no threat whatsoever to those officers at the time that he was shot with a less lethal projectile in the head?
That is part of the investigation. It's something we're looking into.
You acknowledge that the policy of the city of Anaheim say that while these are called less lethal, they are actually can be lethal if they hit someone in the head.
Less people kill on the street.
And then do you acknowledge that lethal force was used against a man with his hands up and his back to the officers?
Do not acknowledge.
They can't say that because it makes them look bad. And the reason why they're here
I
is
appreciate
so
your
they
question,
can
but
look
I
good
cannot.
for everybody. They're making excuses.
They don't look good for
When Albert Arzola, here on behalf of the family, it's a 19-year-old promising young man. When you say that he produced a weapon, where did he have the weapon on him prior to being shot by the police.
Again, one of those questions that will be answered by the district attorney.
Why is
That's one of the main questions they would ask, right? We all know.
You represented to this community of people, all of whom have concerns, that this was an independent investigation. Why is it that the Anaheim Police Department is investigating itself here and hasn't been turned over to the California Attorney General?
That's a very important question. That's a very important question about transparency and peer review. In Orange County, in this county, when an officer fired a firearm, that case is investigated for the criminal actions, criminal and non-criminal actions by the officer by the Orange County District Attorney's Office. It's not that way in LA County. That's how it's, that's the agreement we have on file.
Go ahead.
This is the fundamental problem why we have this question for you. I'm a former federal civil rights prosecutor, and this is why people don't trust the Orange County District Attorney, and they don't trust the Anaheim Police Department. Because unlike LA, and unlike other counties, are turning over their police shootings to independent organizations to do that investigation. You have now put in front of everybody here a picture of this firearm that you produced. But when we ask you questions about how he produced it, where he produced it, that information doesn't make it into the press release. That information doesn't come to the community. A very, very selectively edited video that you're going to put out to the community that's going to, I think, support your officers, right? So when we're asking you for transparency, hold up. We can't do it because the investigation demands it. But when you want to put out a narrative, my question is to you, why are you not limited by putting out antique firearms for the community or pointing out that 12 individuals have some gang-related ties when they're 3 or 4 year olds that are being detained in front of their parents and having to piss on the sidewalk? I mean, this is outrageous. Obviously, you see this huge community outpouring of outrage, right? So this process is not working for us. And so that's my question.
Can I answer one of the questions you asked?
Yeah, please.
Because you asked a lot. So let me just answer one.
Yeah.
You asked me, why did I put out a press release and not describe how the weapon was produced? The press release was put out that night. He wasn't interviewed until days later, so how could I possibly?
I understand, but you put out a subsequent update. I read the update also. You put out an update on the Anaheim Police Department webpage with that picture of that firearm.
Good question. The update will be the district attorney's investigation.
So that's what I'm saying. You have a lot of strategic press for yourself, but you're not going to do a follow-up press release.
Not strategic. It's just
Do you plan to take this investigation to an independent review? Do you plan to take this investigation to an independent review? Like you said.
We're demanding
It's
that.
investigated by the district attorney's office.
Well, no, would it
The
be to an
DOJ, the
independent
Department of
review
Justice.
like every other county does?
If I may, the Department of Justice gets involved if it's not a firearm. If the officer shoots his weapon and the person is not armed, that's when the DOJ gets involved. I'm gonna go over here and I'll come back to this, okay?
Yeah, I wanna know, because I'm a retired NYPD police officer, okay? And I wanna know, why is it that supposedly Alberto and his friends were doing graffiti, and your guys, there's so much shit going on out here, and you wanna chase some kids doing graffiti, okay? And then once they run in their house, that's it, it's over. Why do you gotta grab him when he's at his door, inside his door, and pull him out? What is that all about?
So if I hear you correctly.
Yes, exactly, because you know that's what happened.
You're advocating for, if they make it to the house, if they could.
No, what I'm saying is that.
You
don't kill somebody.
That's
Listen. They approached him with guns drawn, okay? Albert was not posing no threat for them to have their guns drawn. He was running. So they're approaching him in the back. So they're aiming towards his back as he's running away. He's not posing a threat. Therefore, they should not have had their weapons drawn on Albert.
May I ask where you're getting that information from? Or were you there at the scene? I don't know, I'm asking. We're having a conversation, it's a two-way street.
I'm going by my police training, okay? I'm not gonna be pointing a gun at
That's-
somebody
then-
because
then
they're
I'm
running
asking
away.
Harley- I'm
Because
asking
they're
Harley,
running
let's
away.
not jump to conclusions.
That's what the witness is saying.
Until you see.
You guys jump to conclusions. You guys jump to conclusions. That's why Albert is dead. That's why somebody is dead.
Do I have any other hands
I have a
raised?
question.
Gentleman in the back, I have, no, you got glasses on, green shirt, yes, you.
So you're saying you're trying to have this meeting to have trust in the community
That's
and
definitely
transparency?
Yeah.
And, you're not fucking doing that. Cause what is South Philadelphia street incident? I think you mean
Incidents.
murder of Albert.
That's right.
That's what the.
Say his name. Albert Arzola. Say his name.
Is the officer still working, or has he been put on leave?
They're on paid leave right now. It's just standard procedure in these types of.
Why is that standard procedure? Why is that standard? Is it standard procedure to kill someone? Why is that standard procedure? If I murdered someone today, I'd be in jail tonight. There'd be no payment. There'd be no investigation. Why is it different for you? You should be held to a higher standard. Making money sitting on the couch, fucking murderer. That's right. The people should be able to say whatever they want. Shit.
If it was a cop that had been murdered, would you allow the suspect to go to work and continue working?
That's right.
Yes or no?
Unpaid leave.
I'm not, let's
While they're under investigation, would you allow the person to go
I got a
work?
last question on this one, sir. Sir, officer, I got one last question. Is all those kids that got killed in our city, the officers had a relationship with them? Is there a relationship that officer know who he was during prior to the neighborhood? Right?
They harassed that
I think that's the question
neighborhood. They
earlier.
harassed the
You know, I answered it.
neighborhood.
Did you ask
What
that?
the officer knew about Mr. Arzola has to be in the report.
Before, from school? Does he-
I wish I could answer that for you, I just don't know.
How many times have they
That would be part of the investigation.
All the officers that did it, all their victims, they knew who they were. And they had prior because these kids told me, they're gonna kill me, they're coming after me, this guy keeps on hitting me, this officer. And I had other officers who even said, yeah, this guy needs to be off the force. When we get those kind of talks, who do we go to when we hear that? So I wanna know, because he's not a stranger, the boy's not a stranger, they know.
To answer your question, you filed a complaint with internal affairs.
Well, we did
Broken process.
That'll take forever.
The kids are free.
Oh, wow.
You started out this meeting saying we want transparency. We were here, we agreed to go forward with the meeting in the face of people who had a strong concern that this meeting would be a sham and you want transparency. Now you're going to release selective body cam on behalf of the family.
All of it.
We request,
What
and we'll get,
was she
hold on, I'm not finished.
Sorry.
On behalf of the family, I'll be happy to give you my contact information. I've been a civil rights lawyer here in the state of California for 40 years. Will you provide us with all of the body cam, and will you ask, we know the coroner's office, we sue the Orange County Coroner's Office. We have a judgment against the county coroner's office. The autopsy's done. Will you agree to release the autopsy to the family so the family can know where their son was shot? They had that question, it's not answered tonight. And will you agree to release all of the body cam and not insist on a protective order when it's released?
You can absolutely request a copy of all the records through the Public Records Request Act.
You know if I do that, you'll say there's an ongoing investigation and will not be released. We wanted to call together a meeting for transparency. We're all here for transparency, and we are asking, in order for there to be transparency, release the autopsy report, release the body cam. Because as far as we're concerned, we know to a moral certainty that you do not have that.
I hear you, it just can't be today.
You're protecting
It just
yourselves.
can't be today.
And
Why?
we
Why
can't
should we
wait
have to
until
ask for
district attorney-
permission?
We can't wait for a district attorney to sit on this for a year for a prosecution, and then on whitewash and decide that they're not going to prosecute these officers. This should be turned over to an independent investigation. But more than that, for the family that's lost a 19-year-old and whose children have been harassed as a result of this, you heard what's happening. The third thing we ask for, do not retaliate against this family. Drop the charges against Mr. Cordova. We saw the video. He was not in the process of assaulting an officer. The fact that you would shoot a man in the head with a less lethal, where he has staples in his head, when his hands were up and his back was to them, and then there's criminal charges relating to assault on an officer, that should be charged, that should be dropped immediately.
Do you know what other charge that you got?
What? I believe we do.
What is it?
What? I'm not answering questions.
You can
I'm not
answer that
Carson,
question.
Carson.
No.
Whatever charges.
You can answer that question.
Yeah, you can. Why are we playing games?
Well, that's not
Obviously-
Why are we playing games?
Obviously, and I don't need confirmation, I really don't. He was charged with another crime. Would you care to
Yeah,
share?
well, what's the crime?
He's a die.
Is that
We're talking about
is that a reason why you need to shoot him in front of us all?
No,
Where was the due
No,
process?
we actually don't know, so if you wanna share what information he has been charged with, I'm happy to take that information.
Honestly, didn't get permission from the detectives to release this, but he was arrested for possession of a dirk or dagger.
Oh, but you can release that. Oh, you can release that. Oh, you can release that, but you can't release all the information.
Every crackhead has a dagger.
What's in your pocket?
They have permission to release all this stuff, but that permission is with them.
I'll be right back.
All of a sudden, you have permission to release information, huh?
The question I'm gonna ask you, well, two questions, I'll be brief. First question, have any fingerprints been lifted from the weapon that was allegedly?
Excellent question. Excellent question.
The second question I have to ask you is, and I'm gonna point this out, graffiti is not a death sentence. This is an issue about. Maybe this is not a question, but maybe this is a little bit of criticism, okay? Is it possible, again, we don't know, that this young man would still be alive right now if the officers weren't so aggressive? In the sense that, I have not seen all the video footage, I've seen some of it, but it looks like the neighborhood's not well lighted. It looks like that they didn't take precautions to aim at least some kind of a light in the direction of where the young man ran to. I could be mistaken, maybe I haven't seen all of that. The question here is, and again, if he produced a firearm, that's one thing, okay, but, I think this also could be an issue of tactics too, okay? I also want to bring up, and this is the last thing I want to say, I want to bring up with the woman sitting over here mentioned about in the era of ICE raids, okay, because these officers were an unmarked vehicle, this is at night and in the dark, it's not a crime to run away from police necessarily. It depends on circumstances though, okay? But I mean, is it possible? You can't answer, nobody, well, I can maybe answer that question on my own, but the thing is that this looks like something dealing with tactics, and if these officers had been a little less aggressive, I'm just saying by a little bit, it's possible that this young man would still be alive today.
Thank you for your comments. Did you hear one question in there? Was
Yeah,
that
question
address
about the
DNA or fingerprints on the gun that you asked?
Yes.
That gun is in the possession of the Orange County Crime Lab, and they're in the process of analyzing it. I don't have that answer.
I would like to know if we
takes
know
time.
the name of Albert Arzola. What are the names of the two detectives?
That's right.
Yeah.
What are their names?
The officers involved in the shooting. You said there's two officers.
Release the names.
Release
the names.
the names.
Murderers. Release the names.
Why is there release the names? No, answer the question. Why can you not release the names?
Because we're not gonna do that at this time.
Because they protect
You're supposed to prosecute killer. You said this is.
We're not on our side.
It's just about
You
7:30.
said
We've been here
this
for
was transparency.
almost an hour.
We will not let this go.
You want trust in the community.
Thank you, ma'am.
You said you want transparency and trust in the community. You know the name of the boy that were sitting in the neighborhoods. You know the name Albert Arzola. You know his name. We need to know your officer's name.
Yeah. You will not let this go.
The time is
You will never get rid of us.
The time is right fucking now.
No justice, no peace.
You got your hand up. Thank you. Let me just preface real quick. I'm sorry. It's approaching an hour. Let's take a few more questions, okay? Gentleman, Matt, thank you.
I have 4 questions.
Okay.
How many young Latino males have been shot and killed in Anaheim in the past 20 years? And how many young males have been shot and killed in the resort district in the last 20 years?
I am sorry, I do not have that answer.
Too fucking many.
Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Please, can you please get that information
I
and
can work
pass
on
it
that
on
for
to
you.
the council?
They should know. These are their people.
Two, is this meeting being streamed?
No.
Why not? Why not?
I think this meeting should be streamed and archived for the community, for those who are working or have family obligations.
I do see a lot of cell phones recording this, so I think it's
That's not-
archived.
Why is it up to us? Why is it up to us?
This is, let me remind you,
Got a
this is a
camera?
community meeting, this is not a city council meeting, okay? It's just in a different location.
Sir, I think it would be good for community relations. I'll move on
I
to
hear
number
you, thank you, I hear
three.
you.
Why was this meeting scheduled tonight? And not tomorrow at the council meeting when there'd be a larger audience and all the council members would be there to get the benefit of the community's feelings and interact with them.
You're welcome to speak at anybody's welcome to speak at general comments in the.
Answer the question, why not?
You said ask.
Having these two meetings at the same time would conflict, they have a business agenda to attend to. And you obviously have a lot of questions and concerns.
They can't talk about Albert.
Sir, if you've been watching the last few council meetings, they've been exceedingly short.
Boring.
Okay, last question. Is there gonna be a follow-up to this meeting?
Like a follow meeting?
Is it gonna be ongoing, since you haven't been
Well-
forthcoming with answers because you don't have them at this time?
That's why some of my partners are here. We can absolutely do that. Once we release this video, I would invite the community to come talk to us if they have any additional questions or concerns.
It'll be the
Absolutely.
same questions that you haven't already
I'll
answered.
end with this, it'd be nice if the police initiated the community outreach.
Okay, noted. The bosses that do that are here. Thank you. And, sir, you started this conversation, maybe you can conclude it for us?
Yeah, you said it wasn't a targeted area. If it wasn't targeted, why is it patrolled so many times throughout the day?
It wasn't a targeted operation, they weren't looking at anybody with a specific warrant, they were simply patrolling. Did that answer your question?
Please watch for the intimidations for the officers to go by the house.
In the back, sir, you haven't had a chance yet, thank you.
Yeah. Could you remind me of some of the points? At what time was the officer's firearm discharged?
What they do. They did not know.
I don't have the exact second, but it was 9:32 PM.
9:30.
They went to her door and said, "What is your other
What
story?"
time were paramedics called and were they asked to stage? This is
Paramedics were
public
called,
information.
they announced their activity and that a shooting had occurred and requested paramedics within seconds.
So when?
How many? How many? What time?
The video that I put together, it has it on.
You put together. You already know. Release the video.
It's a community question, answer it. If you know, then answer it. Why are you not answering?
Because I don't wanna say 30 seconds, you guys say it was 25 or 35, I don't wanna be, it's
Show the
around,
video.
it's a few seconds after it happened.
Why does it take so long to produce it?
Wait, I'm the aunt.
Actually, it was extraordinarily quick for this one, to be honest.
Then show it.
Usually it takes about 45 days.
Extraordinary.
We're gonna have it in less than 2 weeks, how's that?
Oh, wow.
It normally takes around 45 days, we're gonna have it out in less than 2 weeks. Yes, ma'am.
We're blessed.
I'm sorry,
We're
ma'am.
blessed.
I'm sorry, were you finished? Do you have one?
I just had a follow-up.
I'm sorry, thank you.
Sorry. Were the paramedics asked to stage at all? Before
Yes.
getting on scene?
Yes.
They were asked to stage?
Yes.
What time did they get on scene? To the minute.
It's
I
logged.
don't recall the exact minute.
Okay, that's fantastic. So your public information, but you don't know stuff, that's great.
Thanks.
There's a lot of details.
Sorry.
There's a lot of details.
Oh.
It's a specific
It's so hard to keep
situation.
track
You should
of.
know the details.
I'm prepared.
It doesn't matter to you.
This is not a priority for me.
One second.
Just a few more follow-ups. I'm a medical professional, so I'm just curious at this point, right? What was the time of death declared? What was the time of death that was declared on scene?
9:42, I believe. I believe it was 9:42.
So 10 minutes.
Yes.
10 minutes from discharge to time of death.
Yes.
So, trauma protocol for the county across the state says that you don't do the trauma victim before you clear C-spine because the bullet can penetrate the body. So, did the officers clear head, spinal, and neck injuries before moving them? Why were they placed at a C-collar? And then 10 minutes is fast for someone to die, right? If it was an extremity, I've had extremity patients who don't die in 10 minutes. So it was probably in the torso or the head. So if they're doing CPR, that indicates that the victim didn't have a pulse or wasn't breathing. So that's why people are so outraged. You understand? Look at me over here. You don't have to look at me. I'm over here, right? I'm speaking to you. Thank you. So what kind of like show are you gonna put on when you don't release body cam footage because someone got shot in the head, right? Or in the chest, or in the heart, God forbid. What was my last point? Also, in terms of gun safety, why was the officer's finger on the trigger where he could be shot so easily? Did he trip and fall over? We're not like ICE, we don't have to hire fat cops. We hire people who are in shape. Did they trip and fall over? Like, was it something that stupid? Yes.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to your report with all the information we'll provide. Thank you.
Would, sir, if you don't mind, all your questions, great questions, they will be in the report. And part of the investigation. I don't know I have no idea where the officer's finger was in relation to the trigger. I have no idea. Somehow you got information that I don't have. I haven't heard that.
We get the cops are on this office, we get it, but.
You didn't hear that?
Again,
You didn't hear the cop
that'll be
go?
part of the investigation. And you asked some other medical questions. I can't remember the first one you asked about C-spine or something like that.
So, in trauma protocol, when I get on scene, I have a trauma.
Again, I'm sorry.
You
I remember
don't
now.
have,
Again, what they did and the medical procedures they took, that's all part of the investigation.
You said that they were doing CPR though.
They were.
So what did they do before they started doing CPR?
Again, part of the investigation.
But-
Yes, ma'am, you can read the
Hold on, I'm the aunt, and I wanna know, why isn't the police officer sergeant here answering questions? Because those are his officers. One, did those officers have prior police brutality incidents? Or did they have a claim or someone filing a complaint against them? And why are we not releasing the names? You guys are all gonna go home on Christmas and you guys are gonna be cozy. We're gonna be at my mom's house down the street praying the novena for my nephew. Courtesy of your guys' Christmas gift to our family. We thank you guys for giving us the saddest Christmas ever. And that police officer gets to be home with his family on pay that we paid for. I don't think this is okay. And I know that your words are very carefully because you don't want to say something that's gonna get you guys in hotter water. But if you guys want our trust and you guys want us to trust in you guys and you want to build a strong community relationship, you guys need to be honest and hold yourself accountable the same way you guys try to hold the public accountable. You guys say to serve and protect. Who are you guys serving and who are you guys protecting? Because the Hispanic community is scared of you guys.
Stop the killing!
Stop the killing, stop the lies, no more stolen lives!
Stop the killing, stop the lies!
No more stolen lives!
We took time out of our day to get answers.
You had your question. Your hand raised.
You got
You need to
questions.
ask a question.
Yeah, this wasn't clear to me, but was Albert assumed to have been doing graffiti, or was he actually seen doing graffiti? And did you guys find any spray paint, anything to prove that?
Again, you're asking, a lot of these questions, you're asking me to explain what the officer knew. I wasn't in his mind. I don't know what he saw when he
We don't need to lie, get the footage! Somebody get the footage!
You're just wasting all your fucking time.
We don't need to lie!
You're not giving the family any
Release the
fucking
name!
shame on you.
Release the footage!
Okay, thank you everybody for coming tonight. We will release that video as soon as
Send the
possible.
three guys since 2016, 13 unarmed! Send the killer comes to jail!
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 Send the killer our people, our deaths, our lives. Your pockets, your money, your greed, your apathy. We will not go away. We will not leave you alone. We will get justice.
Thank you for
Justice for Albert.
No, justice.
Fuck